What's going on, everyone? The season is almost here, and I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am because we are officially less than 2 months away from tip-off. We've got the full NBA schedule out, including the in-season tournament, and all the matchups are starting to take shape. Tonight, I'm planning a live stream where we're going to go deep into all the nuances of the upcoming season, breaking down stretches, key games, and what to expect from teams like the Lakers. But for today, I want to focus on something really specific, and that's the Lakers' first 10 games. For me, this stretch is crucial because the way you start the season sets the tone for everything that comes after. The Lakers, with their roster and the way they've shaped their team, have a real chance to hit the ground running. I wouldn't be surprised if they went 10-0 in their first 10 games, though realistically, I think finishing 8-2 would be an excellent benchmark. Let's take a deep dive into each matchup and talk about what this could mean for them. Opening night is going to be huge. The Lakers are hosting the Golden State Warriors at home, and this is one of those games where a win would send an immediate message. The Warriors have been reshaping their roster as well, but the matchup here is fascinating because you've got DeAndre Ayton, LeBron, and Anthony Davis able to really exploit some of the Warriors' defensive quirks. I expect a fast-paced game, and I think the Lakers' ability to mix inside-out scoring with perimeter threats is going to cause problems. Golden State's small ball lineups can stretch defenses, but the Lakers have the size and versatility to handle it. This game sets the tone, and a win here would give them instant confidence. The second game is also at home against Minnesota. Now, this one feels like a revenge game in some ways. Last season, Minnesota exposed some vulnerabilities for the Lakers, particularly in transition and in handling athletic wings. But the Lakers are a different team now. They've got center depth, a healthier roster, and more clarity in their offensive schemes. This is a game where they need to show that they're not the same team as last year, that they're capable of competing with high-level teams and executing under pressure. Winning both of these opening home games would be a huge morale boost and a statement about what this Lakers team intends to be. The third game is in Sacramento, which still feels manageable because it's still in California and doesn't require crazy travel. Sacramento has offensive talent, but I don't see them having the defensive consistency to challenge a team like the Lakers. This is a game where you need to assert dominance early, not just rely on scoring, but also demonstrate defensive cohesion. After that, the Lakers return home to face Portland in a back-to-back scenario. Back-to-backs are always tricky, but being early in the season and staying in the same state is beneficial. Players are fresher, there's less jet lag, and it gives the coaching staff a chance to manage minutes effectively. Portland is likely to be competitive. They always find ways to make games interesting, but I expect the Lakers to capitalize at home, especially after a solid performance in Sacramento. At this point, if the Lakers can start 4-0, I think that's ideal. For games in California, 4 wins to start the season. That's the foundation you want. It gives the team confidence, allows rotations to gel, and helps avoid early narratives about struggles or inconsistency. Then the schedule gets slightly tougher with a trip to Minnesota, followed by Memphis on Halloween. Traveling out of state starts to test the Lakers' ability to maintain energy and focus. These games are the first real measure of how the team adapts when it's not in the comfort of their home arena. Winning in Minnesota is difficult, especially on the road, but Memphis is a game they absolutely need to handle. If they drop both, that could already create an early narrative problem. But even if they split these two, they're still in good shape. Returning home to face Miami is another critical game. Miami is always tough, with defensive versatility and length across the floor. But the Lakers match up well here. Playing in Los Angeles gives them the edge. After that, they go back to Portland for another back-to-back. Playing Portland twice off a back-to-back sequence is tricky because fatigue is a factor, and Portland's young players are athletic and unpredictable. The first matchup might go as expected with the Lakers taking the win, but the second game could be a toss-up. This is where coaching adjustments and bench contributions are critical. The last 2 games of this 10-game stretch are more straightforward, at least on paper. They face San Antonio at home and then travel to Atlanta. San Antonio is a team that could be in transition again, but the Lakers should be able to impose their style of play. Atlanta, on the other hand, has young, athletic, versatile players who could challenge the Lakers' ability to handle speed and defensive switches. These final games test endurance, adaptability, and whether the Lakers can close out the first 10-game stretch with momentum. Ideally, we're looking for them to finish this stretch 8-2, maybe even 9-1 or 10-0 if everything goes perfectly, but at a bare minimum, 7-3 should be the floor to feel comfortable about the trajectory of the season. What I'm really watching for in these first 10 games is not just wins or losses, but the manner of the victories and defeats. How are the Lakers losing? Is it because they were outplayed comprehensively, or were the losses close, hard-fought games where the outcome could have gone either way? These details matter because they reveal the team's resilience, chemistry, and ability to perform under pressure. Early season losses aren't catastrophic, but consistent bad losses can set the wrong tone. Conversely, a strong start, even with a loss here and there, builds a positive narrative and gives the team confidence heading into the longer, grueling stretches of the season. I also want to highlight the importance of managing back-to-backs early in the season. Playing these games sooner rather than later allows the team to adjust rotations, assess how players handle minutes, and figure out the optimal way to deploy their stars without risking injury or fatigue later in the season. If they get through the first 10 games without losing multiple games in a row, that's a huge mental and physical win. The Lakers have to be a team that can absorb one loss and respond immediately, maintain focus, and continue to build momentum. This first 10-game stretch is a blueprint for how they handle adversity, how the offense flows, how the defense communicates, and how well the team understands its identity in real game scenarios. All right, now that we've covered the Lakers' first 10 games from a schedule standpoint, let's dig into the player-specific matchups, rotations, and what I think we're going to see on a game-by-game basis. The thing about the Lakers this season is that it really comes down to how well LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and the supporting cast mesh right out of the gate. LeBron is, of course, the centerpiece of the team. At 38, he's still playing at an MVP caliber level. But this year, it's about efficiency and longevity. I don't expect him to carry the same volume he has in past seasons, especially during stretches like this early 10-game run. His role is going to be a mix of primary facilitator, spot-up shooter when needed, and still a dominant finisher in transition and around the rim. How well he balances those responsibilities will determine not just game outcomes, but how fresh he is for the tougher stretches later in the season. The matchups against teams like Golden State and Miami will test his ability to handle defensive pressure while conserving energy for the season's long haul. Anthony Davis is another focal point, and I think the big story early on is whether he can stay healthy and consistent. AD has had injury issues in recent years, and his mobility is key to both defense and scoring. Against teams like Minnesota and Portland, he's going to be challenged by athletic wings and pick-and-roll coverages. The Lakers need him to be a defensive anchor, shot blocking, protecting the rim, and switching effectively on his smaller players when needed. Offensively, his ability to stretch the floor and dominate in the post gives LeBron space to operate. The chemistry between AD and LeBron is something we've seen flashes of, but the first 10 games will reveal whether it's clicking at a sustainable level. If AD is healthy and assertive, the Lakers' ceiling goes up exponentially. Beyond the two superstars, depth is going to be the critical factor. Austin Reeves is coming off a breakout season, and his role this year is going to expand. He's the kind of player who can make or break games in transition, hitting timely three-pointers and playing scrappy defense. Reeves' ability to create his own shot against teams like Sacramento or San Antonio could swing close games in the Lakers' favor. Then there's Rue Hachimura, who offers versatility and length at the forward spot. Rue is particularly important against teams with athletic forwards because he can guard multiple positions and still be a reliable offensive option. Watching how these two mesh with LeBron and AD will tell us a lot about the team's early identity. Are they balanced, or is it overly reliant on their stars? Russell Westbrook is another intriguing piece in this stretch. His role continues to be a point of conversation. On some nights, Westbrook's energy, rebounding, and transition scoring can be invaluable, but on other nights, his turnovers and defensive lapses create headaches. In games like the early home stretch against Golden State and Minnesota, Westbrook's ability to run the floor and hit mid-range shots could be the difference in close matchups. I expect the coaching staff to manage his minutes carefully, giving him bursts of aggression while preventing fatigue from derailing consistency. Westbrook, when dialed in, is capable of taking over a quarter or even swinging the momentum in critical moments. That's exactly what the Lakers need early in the season. The bench is going to be tested, particularly during back-to-backs and road stretches. Players like Thomas Bryant, Troy Brown Jr., and Malik Beasley, assuming he stays healthy, offer scoring punch, but their defensive consistency is key. Games against teams like Memphis and Atlanta will show whether the bench can hold leads and keep the Lakers competitive when LeBron or AD are resting. Early season games are a great time to experiment with lineups, find the right rotations, and assess which combinations work best. For example, a small ball lineup with Reeves, Beasley, and Hachimura could create spacing, but it might struggle against bigger, physical teams like Miami or Minnesota. Observing these rotations will give us clues about the Lakers' flexibility, which will be critical once injuries inevitably occur. Now let's talk about specific matchups. Opening night against Golden State is fascinating because it's not just about talent. It's about pace and strategy. The Warriors like to play fast with off-ball movement and shooting depth. LeBron will likely see aggressive traps from Draymond Green, which means he needs to be smart with the ball and involve AD early. Reeves and Hachimura's perimeter shooting can stretch defenses, forcing Golden State to make tough choices about defensive rotations. If the Lakers can exploit mismatches inside with AD and maintain defensive communication, this game is theirs. Minnesota, in the second game, is a different story. Their athletic wings are a problem, and the Lakers need to anticipate early bursts of speed and physicality. AD's rim protection is crucial, and LeBron must manage the pace. The way the Lakers respond to Minnesota's early aggression will set the tone for how they handle road adversities in the stretch. Sacramento is next, and this is where the Lakers' offensive creativity comes into play. The Kings have struggled defensively, especially when teams push the pace. Expect the Lakers to use transition opportunities, drive and kick actions, and pick and rolls with AD as a roller to punish mismatches. This is the kind of game where Austin Reeves can shine, hitting open threes and creating secondary scoring opportunities. The Lakers' bench depth will allow them to rotate effectively and keep fresh legs on the court. Then the return home against Portland presents a slightly different challenge. The Trail Blazers have a talented backcourt and versatile wings, which means defensive assignments must be precise. Rotations are key here. Giving LeBron and AD enough rest while maintaining a defensive edge will determine if the Lakers can dominate both ends of the floor. The road trip to Minnesota and Memphis will test stamina and focus. Minnesota's speed and athleticism require constant attention. The Lakers' wings and guards need to be locked in defensively, while the bigs control the paint. Memphis is physical and aggressive. It's a grinded-out type of environment. The key here is adaptability. Players like Westbrook and Reeves must adjust to defensive pressure, while the Stars conserve energy but stay effective. Winning these road games establishes confidence and proves the team can perform outside the comfort of home. The return home to Miami is huge. Miami's length and defensive versatility present matchup nightmares. AD's ability to switch, contest shots, and protect the rim will be tested, and LeBron's experience in high-pressure games is invaluable. Bench contributions could be decisive, with role players needing to step up and hit open shots when defenses collapse. Before we continue, we ask that you leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any exclusive Lakers updates. Moving on, the ongoing intrigue leaves fans and analysts alike on tenterhooks, speculating about potential line combinations, defensive schemes, and the overall impact of these rumored acquisitions on the Lakers' championship aspirations. Sources hinting at the Lakers' rumored double acquisition of Jeremy Grant and Andrew Wiggins have sparked intense debate in sports circles, with some analysts questioning the potential chemistry between the players and existing stars. Speculation suggests that the team's leadership sees an opportunity to create a multifaceted offensive system where Grant's consistency complements Wiggins' explosiveness, potentially providing a deadly combination of scoring, athleticism, and defensive versatility that could be tailored to exploit opponents' weaknesses. Rumors further suggest that front office strategists might have orchestrated a complex series of trades and negotiations involving multiple teams, draft picks, and financial considerations to clear the path for these signings, reflecting a level of ambition that few franchises dare to pursue. Insider chatter implies that discussions around playing time, rotation balance, and potential positional adjustments are already underway, hinting at the Lakers' commitment to maximizing talent utilization and minimizing redundancies in their roster. Observers speculate that Grant's ability to stretch defenses with his mid-range and three-point shooting could open lanes for Wiggins to attack in transition, creating dynamic offensive possibilities that could energize both the team and fans alike. Meanwhile, the defensive implications of such acquisitions are equally tantalizing, as both players are known for their capability to guard multiple positions, which could allow the Lakers to implement more aggressive schemes against high-powered offenses in the league. While skepticism remains, the mere suggestion of these acquisitions has injected a renewed sense of optimism into the fan base, with the possibility of a Lakers roster featuring Grant and Wiggins becoming a trending topic across social media platforms and sports discussion forums. Such speculation also raises questions about how coaching strategies might evolve to accommodate new star talents, and whether veteran leadership and emerging young players could integrate seamlessly with the potential newcomers, a consideration that could make or break the success of these rumored deals. The narrative of an explosive, transformative night in LA continues to swirl, captivating both fans and pundits with visions of a team redefined by ambition, strategic ingenuity, and a hunger for dominance in the modern NBA landscape. The potential impact of acquiring both Jeremy Grant and Andrew Wiggins extends beyond immediate on-court performance, as insiders suggest that such moves could reshape the Lakers' long-term strategic positioning in the league, affecting everything from marketability and sponsorship deals to fan engagement and ticket sales. Speculation is rampant about how these rumored acquisitions could influence team culture, particularly given Grant's reputation as a professional and versatile player, and Wiggins' potential to inject energy and highlight real moments into the rotation. Some sources hint at behind-the-scenes negotiations aimed at aligning player personalities, expectations, and locker room dynamics to ensure cohesion, while others speculate that the Lakers might leverage these signings to signal their intentions to competitors, asserting a form of psychological dominance by projecting strength and ambition. Analysts are debating whether this rumored roster shakeup could serve as a blueprint for other franchises considering simultaneous acquisitions of complementary talents, potentially redefining how NBA teams approach mid-season or off-season trades in terms of risk, reward, and strategic alignment. Meanwhile, fans and media outlets have been dissecting every possible scenario, from starting lineups to bench rotations, imagining how Grant's scoring efficiency and defensive acumen could pair with Wiggins' versatility and athletic ceiling to create a new kind of Lakers team. The ripple effects of these potential moves extend into coaching strategies, where speculated adjustments in offensive spacing, transition plays, and defensive matchups could redefine the Lakers' approach to competing against elite Western Conference opponents. Even the prospect of these rumors alone has energized conversation across podcasts, TV panels, and online forums, creating a narrative that combines speculation, excitement, and the tantalizing possibility of a team rebuilt overnight. If realized, this dual acquisition could become a defining moment in Lakers history, shaping not only the trajectory of a single season, but also influencing the broader perception of team-building philosophies and front office daring in the modern NBA era. As the sports rumor mill continues to churn, the idea that the Lakers could successfully acquire both Jeremy Grant and Andrew Wiggins has sparked an unprecedented level of anticipation and debate, leaving fans, analysts, and league insiders in a constant state of speculation. Industry chatter suggests that the strategic rationale behind these moves is multifaceted, encompassing offensive firepower, defensive versatility, and a deliberate attempt to craft a roster capable of competing for a championship immediately while preserving flexibility for future seasons. Speculation further suggests that the Lakers management may be sending a message to the league about their willingness to make bold, high-profile maneuvers in pursuit of success, potentially reshaping trade markets and signaling that traditional approaches to roster construction might no longer be sufficient to secure dominance. Social media reactions reflect a mix of excitement and skepticism, with fans projecting hypothetical scenarios, discussing how Grant's consistency could balance Wiggins' athleticism, and imagining new defensive schemes that could disrupt opponents' strategies across the Western Conference. Behind closed doors, sources hint that internal evaluations of team chemistry, injury history, and positional fit are already underway, suggesting that even the rumor itself has prompted proactive contingency planning by coaching staff and management. Analysts have speculated on the broader implications for franchise branding, ticket sales, and marketability, pointing out that marquee acquisitions can significantly enhance fan engagement and media attention, creating a feedback loop of excitement that could translate into both financial and competitive advantages. Ultimately, whether these rumored moves come to fruition or remain tantalizing possibilities, the ongoing discourse underscores the Lakers' enduring status as a team capable of generating intrigue, commanding attention, and sparking imaginative speculation that captivates both casual observers and die-hard basketball enthusiasts alike. The narrative of an explosive night in LA, filled with the possibility of two high-profile acquisitions, continues to dominate conversations, leaving the league, the fans, and the media eager to see whether reality will match the sensational rumors that have captured the imagination of the basketball world. Stay informed exclusively about Los Angeles Lakers news. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button to keep receiving daily updates. Also, share your opinion on the news in the comments, as your contribution is crucial for the Lakers. Stay tuned for the next video.